GamerDude 2088, and we're back for another Skylanders Ring of Heroes video. And today, we're back in the Mirage Tower 51. I was going to do 55, we got stuck at 51, and then got past 51, and then was going to do 55, and then skip 51 and got stuck at 51, but we're back to 51. Thank you, Ice. But anyway, alright, this one's a little tricky, because now you gotta deal with these little pesky bomb things that like to explode after you attack them or turns. So it's like you get them below a certain amount of health and then they just like go kablooey over you. Your self-destruct inflicts great damage on all enemies when attacked with 40% or lower HP. So yeah, if they get hit, they don't die immediately, they just go kablooey. Now, this is pretty much a damage check for the most part. So it's like, you gotta have enough damage to really take them out. I kind of failed somewhat in that aspect, so it was a little bit of tanking that I had to do personally. So yeah, you can do a tank check as well, but a damage check for the most part. You know, you get your damage up, you'll be pretty solid here. But if not, you definitely gonna have to tank a hit or two, because it gets to be devastating. My first round looked good. Now here's the tricky part. Can we survive? And we didn't kill that thing. Don't die. We were looking good, but not so good now. But the biggest thing is just making it past that, for the most part. I mean, if you do got a second team built up fairly well, it shouldn't be too bad. By now, you should have a second team built up. If you don't, then you're just fucking up and you need to work on your second team. Hopefully, my second team doesn't bite the bus. This is not exactly the team I used. I think I had kind of some little switches in between, but it's not exactly the team I used to do it on both ends. Think a combination of the same units, but not in the same team. Driller with them big boy heels. Uh-oh, I got him on his back. So as you can see, the hard part is that second wave, just like surviving those bombs. If you got the damage, you're golden. If you don't, you die. Simple as that, because it's hard to try to tank those floors. But since we already cleared it, we don't really get much of we don't get nothing. Well, just to give you guys some content, pretty much, so you guys can get through it. But it's a big damage check. I guess I could show off, you know, the current status of my teams, so you guys can get a good understanding of what I'm working with in relation to what you have. Alright, so here's Blade's stats. I mean, Blades haven't changed too much. I think I just like plus 15 is 5 slot. Yeah, pretty decent stuff there. So like, yeah, that's worth being plus 15. At least in my opinion, it does. Don't care what anybody else think. So I did that. Whirlwind hasn't changed. I mean, same old status. Crypt King is probably the biggest one because he's the one we're working on. We're getting close to getting him awakened, a little over halfway there. We get 2/3, right? Yeah, yeah. So we're getting there. We're gonna have him awakened soon. So he's the biggest difference in change, but it's mostly just his leveling. Because I think when I did it, he was still like level 68 or 69, somewhere around there. So it's not that big of a difference, but that's it. Grilla Drilla with them big boy heels. We continue to improve Grilla because Grilla is really fucking strong. And it shocks me every time I use him, especially the Mirage Tower, because he pretty much clutches my fights when my first team dies. He's able to just to keep the team alive. Really strong healer. But like I said in previous videos, you gotta skill up the heal to get the full effect. And most of you guys are probably fully skilled into broccoli or split broccoli with another unit, which is cool too. That is fine. That is fine. That'll work for you just as good as this could work for you. And probably better in certain areas in certain regards. But he does keep the team relatively alive, and if not, he's usually the only one left in most circumstances. I think we used in our original clearance Snapshot, but he dies like extremely fast and early. Still working on our Snap. Haven't really got him together because he wasn't the full focus. We went Crypt King before Snap, even though Snap was supposed to be before Crypt King. And we've been spending the last week working on Crypt King, so that's how that goes. And then we got Spitfire, our main DPS for the most part. And he's not super strong, but he was able to get the job done mostly and didn't quite make it through. Neither did Whirlwind, as tanky as she is, even though her defense isn't much, but she got some decent HP. We're going to get her there eventually. And then my buddy High Vote. I'm really liking High Vote. We're steadily improving him. Stop requesting him from the guild, but I do the daily. What's that? The boss 7th stage boss fight. Yeah, I do that daily to hopefully level him up, improve him, eventually get him to 6-star because he's really strong. I didn't know the power of Force Aggro. Force Aggro is really good, and he's pretty tanky. At first, I was using his first skill to enable more of my electric shock effects because especially the endurance break, but I find him less useful in situations where I really want to break the endurance really fast, and more useful in situations where I want to survive. So the Mirage Tower, he's actually really strong there, and I'm just realizing that now. As I've been switching them around, I went to use this skill instead. So I opt out the first skill for this one and still go for the electric shock effect, just for my units to have that extra little bit. That's why I put him in the first team rather than the second team like I normally would. And he's decently tanky now, especially after 5-starring him. So that kind of worked out for me. Enigma used to be in the team, but we kind of purged Enigma to build Snapshot, which that's kind of like how things work. But for the most part, that's my units, their stats, and I mean it's nothing special, nothing too special what they have going on. They don't. My runes is terrible. Like literally, all of what you see runed up is all the runes I have plus these 8 runes that I have stored up. Like this is how much rune farming that I've done. Like none at all. None at all. So we're definitely lacking there, but I want to get the units that I want to use built up to their maximum potential before I start farming runes. And then, once I start doing that, then it all will come. And then we can progress and grind and do all of that. So, but I hope this video was helpful to somebody out there, and if it was, please do give this video a thumbs up because that'd be greatly appreciated, and you can get me to the top of the food chain. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you turn those post notifications on so you can be the first to see my content. As well as always, you can catch me at twitch.tv/GamerDude2088 at 9 p.m. Eastern to 4 a.m. Monday through Friday to see all the madness happen live. And I'm out. Deuces. GamerDude 2088, and we're back for another Skylanders Ring of Videos. Let's try this again.